There's also a line there. There's a pasuk that before Saul attacked the Amalekites, it says they told the Kenites, watch out, please stay away from this, move away from the Amalekites so that you don't get hurt in the process. Who were the Kenites? This is one of the biggest mysteries among anybody who studies Tanakh. Who exactly were the Kenites? Because it says Bilam mentions them. They're descendants of Cain. Obviously, it's not the Cain, the son of Adam Rishon. Apparently, let's just take the Torah at face value. All of his descendants were wiped out in the flood. There were an ancient people, just like there was an Amalek before Amalek. Stay Amaleki, apparently. Other parts would say so. Amalek, the bad Amalek, wasn't the first person in history called Amalek or the first people called Amalek. The Canaanites are always there in the south. If Amalek represents the antithesis of Am Yisrael, the ones who are always trying to kill Am Yisrael, the Canaanites are the paradigm good Gentiles. Who are Canaanites? It says Kovav ben Ruah Keni, apparently relatives somehow of Yisro, Midianites. But they were mentioned there already in the book of Bereshis before Midian was even born. Remember, Midian was one of Abraham's later children. The Canaanites are always around. You'll find in your concordance how often the Canaanites are there. Apparently, Yonadav ben Rechav and his family of righteous converts who persisted as well-known personalities among Am Yisrael even after the destruction of the Second Temple. You want to look up Yonadav ben Rechav, and he's mentioned in the Book of Kings. His descendants are mentioned in the Sefer Yirmiyahu as example of those extremely committed to keeping the Torah at all costs. They're mentioned in the Mishnah. They were Canaanites. Yael Eshes Chever Hakeni was the one who killed Sisera. And also there, the Canaanites seem to be allies of Am Yisrael, but not Jewish. Okay, Midianites who stayed, or maybe related groups. Ask Dr. England also about that. Whoever these Canaanites are, they represent this idea of the good Gentiles who are always there to help us. And what did Saul tell them? Told them to run away. Don't become collateral damage. And by the way, that's what's happening in Gaza right now. If there are anybody or any Gentiles there who claim to be innocent, who claim to be Jews and not a threat to us, then they should run away. They've been warned to run now for a week, and if they should do so. And by far our greatest weakness is, and the enemy is aware of this, is our compassion, our exaggerated compassion. This reminds me, this is a good snippet to know. I check Haaretz at least once a day, if not twice a day, for their headlines and also for their opinions. And I think one of their opinion pieces last week was saying, why would all these foreigners have such a low opinion of Israel, or be so against them prosecuting this war of defense against the Amalekites in Gaza? And my answer to them was, because they read Haaretz on a regular basis. If you read Haaretz on a regular basis, whether you're Jew or Gentile, whether you're religious or not religious, you will come to the opinion. You will be of the view that the state of Israel and the people of Israel are the greatest oppressors known to man. They're the most evil people in the world. Everything they do is wrong. But suddenly, when the war starts, Haaretz are the greatest hawks. They're the most. It might as well be reading a right-wing newspaper. And it's also a good source of updates. Yes, you shouldn't trust anything they say. You have to know how to filter it. But it's just amazing how they say it. So one of the things they pointed out is like, hey, as Jewish people of Israel, our greatest weakness is our compassion. That the second the enemy takes some sort of human shield, even if it's their own children that they don't allow to run away, and they put in they use as human shields, suddenly we can become weak in the knees and we cannot fight this anymore.